10 years. And if that's gonna make dream come true and make it happen, I would like the film to be in the art museums.
我希望在这10个作品里面，李康生可以到不同的国家不同的空间去行走。
So I want Li Kangsheng to walk in different space in different country in those 10 films.
已经过了差不多10年，已经过10年了，现在有第9部。
So 10 years passed, we got the 9th films.
The films have been shot in many different locations. So tonight's films were shot in Marseille, in Tokyo. Others have been made in Taipei, Hong Kong, Kuching, Malaysia, one in an ecological park on the seaside of Taiwan. I wonder, can you tell us anything about the 9th film, or is it a secret?
No, 不是秘密，快要公开了。他说，但是他的首映会是在巴黎。
The question is, the Walker series. 他觉得说《行者》这部电影呢，在不同地方拍摄。那今天看到在马赛跟在台北拍，那这部电影也去了古晋啊、马来西亚、东京、香港、台湾，甚至壮伟有拍。那他想要问你说，可不可以透露一下第9部电影的状态是什么？然后可不可以先跟我们预告一下？
是，我们今年的6月去了巴黎拍了第9个行者，主要是因为我在今年的年底会去庞毕度做的回顾展那他们同时展出我的8部行者，准备要展出8部行者，那他们就问我能不能在巴黎再拍一个，在庞毕度拍一个第9个行者，我同意了，我就去拍。
So it's actually not a secret, but the premiere will be in Paris. So I was actually invited to Pompidou because they're doing a virtual film screening for all my Walker series films. So they asked me if I can, film another one and that become the 9th film, and it's filming around Pompidou, the art center.
第9部行者可能是到目前为止最长的一部，有90分钟。
The 9th film of the Walker series length for almost 90 minutes long, so it will be the longest Walker film.
几乎是变成一个剧情片。
It's almost becoming a feature film.
当然它是没有剧情的，还是没有。
And of course, there's no plot and script in that feature film.
重点还是李康生在走路。
The highlight of the film is still Li Kangsheng walking.
但是我同时在这个作品里面增加一个新的角色。
But I added a new character to the film.
他今天也到现场来。
And he is in our theater.
他叫亚农。
This is Yanong.
他在吗？亚农。OK，就讲到这边。
Let's stay here for the night film.
Thank you. Yes, welcome, Anong. Your performance in Days from 2020 was so incredible and memorable.
欢迎亚农来到现场。你在《日子》这部片的演出也是十分精湛的。
If you haven't seen Days, everybody go watch it.
如果还没有看《日子》的观众，赶快去看《日子》。
Thank you. 我今天其实蛮好奇的，因为今天很少有观众会坐在戏院里面看行者系列，大部分是在美术馆或者是只播放1部这样子我在想同时播2部是什么感觉？
I'm actually quite curious about tonight's screening because often the few times I actually screen Walker series films in a theater setting, and especially 2 films back to back. So I want to ask you guys how you guys feel about it.
尤其是西游的开始 beginning 有8分钟的一个Danny LaFond 的看着镜头的一个片段，非常长，我不知道大家的感受是什么。
I want to ask everybody's experience and your thoughts around Denis Laffont's 8 minutes long close-up at the beginning of the Journey to the West. It's quite long.
对啊，这个镜头在印度的加尔各答演的时候，听说放映师以为他卡机了。
So when I'm trying to screen this film in Calcutta, India, the staff in the back in the booth thought that the machine was broken.
他大概听说他快转了3次。
I heard that he fast forward 3 times.
但是观众也很怎么讲，就是说很警觉，就鼓掌吹口哨。
And the audience actually respond to that pretty well, but they were pretty observant. They were like whistling and trying to like applaud and not sure what's going on.
所以还有无眠的 ending， 我也很担心大家跑掉了。就是李康生睡觉是完全没有动静的，睡了很久。
I was also quite worried that people will leave the cinema a little bit earlier because, like, at the ending of No Sleep, the Kang is sleeping, so there's really not that much movement on the screen.
对啊，这是一个美术馆的概念。
This is kind of a quiet concept that fits in the museum.
对啊，你要看多久就看多久，你不想看你就离开。
So almost like you can watch as long as you want, and if you don't like it, you can leave.
但是我自己非常喜欢，更喜欢这些影片是在戏院里面播放的。
But I prefer to screen those films in a theater setting.
因为它有一点让观众好像进入一个修行的概念。
You almost like force the audience entering a meditation stage.
Yeah. Thank you.
谢谢。
I found it interesting to watch these films together. First of all, it's very difficult to see them in a theater, so for me, this was a revelatory screening.
我其实对看这些电影在戏院播的过程，其实我觉得是有点困难的，所以对我来说也是一个非常新的观影的经验。
Watching them together was interesting because Journey to the West was shot largely during the day, so the sunlight in that film is so striking, and it's beautifully integrated into so many of the shots.
然后我觉得这两部片一起看其实也是非常有趣的，因为西游这部片主要是在白天的场景拍的，所以可以在荧幕上看到阳光不同很耀眼的变化，所以基本上阳光的这个转变在剧情里面融入得很好。
We don't see the sun in No Sleep.
Yes.
The film is shot at night. Instead of sun, we get the kind of vivid neon and fluorescence of the city lights. It's nighttime, and it almost feels like we're further along the same journey. We've passed from day to night, and then at the very end, Li Kangsheng is sleeping, so it feels like a completion.
然后在《无眠》这部片里面，我们是没有太阳的，没有日光的，主要的场景都是比较繁华的霓虹灯的夜景，然后甚至会是让我觉得好像这两部片都在以像一个白天到夜晚的转变，最后结尾李康生睡着了，似乎这个旅程到了一个结尾。
是，谢谢他提醒我，我在拍《西游》的时候是在马赛，我记得我去马赛的时候，同时我给学生上了一堂课，那学生就问我说，对马赛熟不熟？你准备要来拍什么这样子？So
thank you for reminding me that Journey to the West was mostly shot in Marseille. But when I was there, I also taught a lecture, and a student asked me like, "What do you know about the city? What are you gonna film about?"
我觉得我跟他们说我非常陌生嘛，不是陌生，我只是一个游客的概念，因为我被请来要拍马赛。
I told them I'm very unfamiliar with the city. Oh, almost like I'm a tourist here because I was invited to film the city.
事实上我人住在台湾，但是我对台湾也不是非常熟。
In fact, even though I live in Taiwan residence in that country, I'm still not quite sure what's going on in that country, in that city.
我只熟悉我住的那一带。
I only got familiar with the neighborhood I lived in.
Yeah， 所以我不一定要非常了解这个城市，但是我说我来到马赛，我的感觉像准备要去写生，像一个画家准备要写生。
So I don't necessarily need to be very familiar with the city. So when I arrive to Marseille, I almost feel like I'm a painter. I'm going out for a life drawing.
Yeah， 所以我自己喜欢这种创作的状态。后来的原因是因为我觉得它跟拍剧情片不太一样。剧情片你会非常焦虑，你要拍的时候。
So I quite like that creative process for the Walker series film because it's quite different than doing a feature film. In doing a feature film, you always anticipate and worry about what to film next, what to shot next.
就是有剧本的概念，有工业的概念，有一个大团队跟着你，所以压力非常大。
So it's like you always have a screenplay, you have to go with the script, and you have a production company, you have the whole team that here to support you. So you feel quite pressured.
可是拍行者的有趣的地方就是我就是到处去看我想拍哪里。
But when I'm making the Walker series, all I did was just walking around, looking around places that I like to film and choose from there.
有一点像一个画家的概念。
Just like a painter, like paint life.
我记得我拍马赛，有一个感觉，我就是看了很久这个城市，我最大的发现是发现他们的阳光非常漂亮，它是地中海的城市，所以它是夏天的尾巴，那个阳光特别的漂亮。
So when I was strolling around in Marseille, the city, I realized, it's a city in the Mediterranean area, and that's the end of the summer. So the sun's shining and sunlight is quite beautiful.
所以这个作品基本上是跟着阳光在跑。
So this film is actually chase and follow the sunlight.
你们记得有一个镜头是李康生走下楼梯的时候。
There was a shot in the film that Li Kangsheng is walking down the stairs.
那个是我们去计算阳光，前一天去计算那个阳光，再回来拍的，第二天再来拍的。
We actually before the day before the filming, we actually calculated the sunset and the timing of it. Then we went back the next day to film.
所以你就拍到了那个可是你没有想象到说李康生走的时候，那个时间差不多是学生放学的时候。小学生放学的时候，幼稚园的学生，然后那些人经过那个阶梯，扬起的那个灰尘，这非常像佛教里面的那些里面描述的一个景象。
But what we didn't expect it is the time of the filming on that day is actually overlapping with after school. So when everybody came home, like kindergarten kids and school kids are going home. So once their step on those stairs, it become quite dusty in the air. So when it shows on the screen, it feels like almost entering a Dharma stage in Buddhism.
我们到东京拍的时候是2014年的。圣诞节前夕，12月非常冷。
So when we film in Tokyo, that was a little bit before Christmas. So it's in December. It's quite cold.
东京有一个情况，拍片不太好的地方是说他们不太借你地方拍戏，公共场合、地铁什么都不行，不能很难借到。
Filming in Tokyo is quite difficult because it's very hard to make a permit happen. No matter it's in subway stations or on the street, you cannot really. They won't release the permit to you.
那个地铁旁边那个天桥也不能拍。
Oh, they're telling us that we cannot film at that skywalk nearby the metro station.
所以我们就决定半夜去拍。
So we decided we're just gonna film in the midnight.
那天很冷， 李康，我们每次拍行者都有很多问题要解决，特别是李康生的脚，因为他是光脚的，啊，从第一部开始光脚，第二部就光脚，就好像不可以穿鞋子。
There are always a lot of problems and challenges we have to fix when we're filming the Walker series because since the first film that the country has been barefoot. So, you know, it almost feels like that would be the signature for the whole film. He has always have to be barefoot.
所以李康生那天非常的冷，但是他又没有鞋子可以穿。
So it's quite cold that day and Li Kangshen doesn't have shoes on him.
所以那个晚上我忽然间发现李康生的脖子有一些问题，他曾经崴过生病过，后来好了，但是没有真的好，好像那天在走天桥的时候，那个问题又出现了。
That was also the night when we were filming the walk on the skywalk right next to the metro station. That was the same day I realized that Li Kangshen's neck problem seems resurfaced and recurring again.
所以我又临时决定说。我让李康生不要再走了，就走完那个晚上就不走了。我记得我们走到天亮，警察就来了。
So I make the decision at the moment that just instructed Li Kangshen to not walk again. So I remember that that film was filming all the way until the daylight coming out the sunrise, and the police came also, so we stopped walking.
所以第二天我就决定让李康生去日本的那种胶囊旅馆去泡温泉。
So I decided next day, since we're not walking, so I asked Li Kangshen to go to those capsule hotel in their bathhouse to take a rest.
所以行者